Trigonometric ratios. When you hear those words, you might either think back or imagine the horrors of sitting in a classroom while teachers hurling complex terminology and triangles at you, all the while you are confused and frantically trying to write down everything they are saying. However, it doesn't have to be this complicated, because at the root of all these problems are ratios. Now, some of you guys are probably wondering, how or why is any of this important? Well, trigonometry is one of the branches of mathematics that is important for architecture and engineering. Basically, it helps protect you from going from this to this.
Aww.
As you can see, these ratios are pretty important keeping us safe, so it's critical that our future architects and engineers grasp an understanding for these concepts. However, the learning process can be easy if we break all the learning and information into chunks, starting with the three main ratios for right triangles and how to find an angle inside a right triangle. The three ratios used for right triangles are sine, cosine, and tangent. They are used for calculating the angle inside a right triangle when you're only given the lengths of the triangle's sides. Sine is the ratio of the length of the side opposite the angle in question over the length of the hypotenuse. Thanks to Pythagorean theorem, we know that the hypotenuse is always going to be the longest side of a right triangle. To find the angle using sine, you would plug in the numbers into the sine ratio and then input into the calculator inverse sine to convert the ratio into an angle. You would use inverse cosine and inverse tangent to find the angle measurements using cosine and tangent. Another way of calculating the angle of a triangle is by using cosine. Cosine is the ratio of the side adjacent to the angle over the hypotenuse. Now, let's say we want to find the angle of a triangle, but we don't know what the hypotenuse is. You could find the hypotenuse by using Pythagorean theorem and then using sine or cosine, but that would be way too much work. You could just use tangent. Tangent is the ratio of the side opposite of the angle in question over the side that is adjacent to the angle. Again, you plug this into the calculator and you find the measurement of the angle in question. One of the ways you can memorize the ratios and the lines needed to calculate them is by the acronym SO, CA, TOA. SO reminding you of what's needed for sine, CA reminding you of cosine, and TOA being tangent. And then you're done. You have the understanding of the basics for trigonometry.